Highland plains with large cultivated areas are the main feature of eastern Croatia. Emerging from the bedrock of the former Pannonian Sea at just under 1,000 meters above sea level are the Slavonian Mountains, of which one is said to be the most beautiful. Due to its geological and biological diversity, as well as its valuable cultural and historical heritage, the Papuk mountain was declared a nature park in 1999. The park's 336 square kilometers sprawl over the Požeško-Slavonska and Virovitičko-Podravska counties. Within the Papuk Nature Park are areas which enjoy a higher degree of protection than other parts of the park. These areas were assigned specially protected status because of their unusual value, which distinguishes them as unique in the area, region, country, and beyond. On the northern slopes of Papuk at a height of 475 meters lies Jankovac, one of the most beautiful mountain valleys. It is rich in cold springs and clear streams, surrounded by a centuries-old beech forest. Visitors are captivated by the grand 35-meter-high Skakavac or grasshopper waterfall. Due to its natural beauties, Jankovac was declared a protected park forest in 1955. The eponymous valley is named after the Count Josip Jankovic, who lived there in the mid-19th century and was responsible for its development. In his honor, the Count's educational trail, which leads to the most beautiful scenery in the park forest, was constructed. The area also has a long tradition of hiking, with the first mountain lodge built in 1934. Near the town of Vocin in the northwestern part of the park is Rupnica, which in 1948 was declared the first geological monument of nature in Croatia. Its geological significance is a very rare morphological structure of volcanic rocks in the form of rectangular and hexagonal prismatic pillars. The pillars were formed as a result of a network of crevices appearing as lava cooled on its way to the Earth's surface. Geologists are undecided as to the structure's age. One group of geologists believe that the rocks of Rupnica were created some 70 million years ago, while another group supports the idea that they arose about 16 million years ago. A short educational path has been built on site so that visitors can learn more about Rupnica's main features, volcanism and volcanoes in general. A special reserve of forest vegetation is located in a hard-to-reach part of Papuk at an altitude of 740 to 820 meters. About 150 years old, this 8-hectare-wide beech and fir forest was protected in 1966 as a special reserve of forest vegetation. There are only a few forest oases of primeval character in Papuk, and they are very important to the park's biodiversity due to their age. A centennial oak is among the oldest living organisms in Slavonia. Located at an altitude of 580 meters directly beneath Papuk Peak, it stands some 33 meters in height and is believed to be 500 years old. The last known habitat of the yew tree on Papuk is the forest area of Debeljak near Zvečevo. The yew trees occupy a surface area of about 150 square meters and grow primarily as shrubs, with only 2 standing out as higher trees. The oldest of the yews in Debeljak is about 100 years old. Because of its varying terrain, geological and climatic conditions, as well as its soil diversity, the Papuk Nature Park has 13 distinct types of forest that cover approximately 96% of the park. Sessile oak and hornbeam forests dominate the area up to 350 meters above sea level. Above this is the zone of beech forests, while beech and fir forests grow in areas above 700 meters. On parts of the warmer southern slopes of Papuk and Krindia are the forests of Hungarian oak and Turkey oak. The forests of the Papuk Nature Park, especially the older ones, support important populations of endangered bird species. About 18% of the Croatian population of stock dove and 6.6% of the European population of collared flycatcher make their home here. The gold crest, firecrest, and jay, together with the mountain woodpecker, which nests in the beech and fir forests, represent separate communities of mountain birds in this part of Croatia. 200 years ago, Papuk was inhabited by bears, wolves, and lynx. Today, those dense forests are a habitat and sanctuary for red deer, roe deer, wild boars, foxes, and martens. On the southwestern slopes of Papuk are dry, calcareous grasslands that are rich in their flora and are habitat to numerous rare species such as blue anemones, the gentle fritillary, orchids, small orchids, and the Pannonian clover. Nearly 1,300 species of plant, which represents more than 1/4 of all the flora present in Croatia, are located in the park. The most endangered and protected species grow in the grasslands and other non-forested areas. Wet grasslands cover only very small areas of the park, but are habitat to the marsh gentian, one of the endangered species of plant in Croatia, and the Alcon blue, an endangered and strictly protected butterfly. Today, the entire grassland ecosystem is in danger of collapse due to the disappearance of traditional, low-intensive agriculture. The botanically very valuable area of Turjaka is habit to the Juniper skink, the smallest lizard in Croatia. Papuk is rich with mountain springs and streams that provide a habitat for special species of fish, amphibians, reptiles, and numerous species of aquatic invertebrates. Of the aquatic plants, ones that stand out are the threatened mare's tail, the pond water crowfoot, and the yellow iris. The cold, clear water of the streams are home to the native trout, which spawn naturally in the upper reaches of the streams. Here we find endangered populations of crayfish, turtles, and several species of frog. Along Papuk streams lives the white-throated dipper, a curious bird that dives underwater and walks on the bottom of the stream searching for water insects. An endemic species of snail, Graziana papukensis, which lives on the tufaceous rocks of the springs and streams, was discovered in the Jankovac Spring. Some 40 speleological sites have been discovered in the nature park in the form of large and small caves, pits, and abysses. They are located in the highest karst areas of Papuk and Krindia. Due to their size and rich underground fauna, the most interesting are the Uviralka abyss, Suhodolka pit, and the subterranean stream of the Kovačica cave. In the winter, the Uviralka abyss is the observed home of 11 species of bat, and as such, the abyss has been designated the status of a significant wintering place for bats in European terms. Among the recorded species, there is the endangered Bechstein's bat. Uviralka is also the only known wintering place for pond bats in Croatia. The abyss consists of a maze of narrow passages spanning some 200 meters at a depth of over 30 meters. The Kovačica cave is home to a unique underground stream about 100 meters long. At 90 meters in depth, the Suhodolka pit is the deepest cave in continental Croatia. More than 80 species of animal have been recorded as living in Papuk's subterranean environment. The Papuk Nature Park has a unique position as it sits near the meeting point of the African and Eurasian tectonic plates. In this relatively small area, we find magmatic, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks, formed from the Precambrian era to the present. The rocks were created in various geological settings, and consequently we find that they are diverse with respect to lithology, stratigraphical age, and structural value. Papuk is home to rocks of special geological importance, some more than 600 million years old, making them among the oldest in Croatia. Geologically, Papuk is located in the southernmost part of the Tizia tectonic block, which represents part of the pre-neogenic crystalline base of the Pannonian Basin. It is primarily composed of metamorphic and magmatic rocks, and offshoots of Tizian unit rocks are thought to be the best examples in the wider Pannonian Basin area. In 2007, thanks to its rich geological heritage, Papuk became the first Croatian Geopark and part of the European and UNESCO World Geopark Network. The park is also home to a large number of archaeological sites and monuments of cultural and historical heritage, which indicate that humans have settled the area since the early Stone Age. The region's natural wealth in terms of basic raw materials such as water, wood, and stone has ensured favorable living conditions, while the hills provide shelter and food. Archaeological remains from the early Iron Age, collected at the world-famous site near the village of Kaptol, represent the park's most important archaeological heritage. In Slavonia, the phenomenon of Hallstatt culture was marked by the Martijanec Kaptol cultural group. One of the defining characteristics of this cultural group was the burial of prominent members of society in large burial mounds, known as tumuli. Archaeological excavations of the graves uncovered ceramic pots and artifacts, urns, and the personal items of the deceased. Warriors were buried with helmets, gaiters, spears, and pieces of their harness. Black ceramic pots, often coated with a fine layer of graphite and decorated with animal horns, bear witness to the wealth and power of the Kaptol nobility. Some of the weaponry points to a high degree of cultural and economic development in the region and links with Greece. The importance of the Papuk area, especially during the Turkish threat, is witnessed by the large number of medieval fortresses, most of which date from the 13th century. The old cities, of which there are 7 in Papuk, are not only historical monuments but inseparable components of the landscape as well. Not far from the town of Orahovica is the most beautiful and best preserved old town, Ružica, a valuable example of Gothic and Renaissance architecture in this part of Croatia. From the peaks above Ružica, you can see the remains of the old town. Above the village of Slatinski Drenovac sleeps the Klak fortification. The fortified city Kamengrad is located near the village of Kamenski Vučjak, while to the north of the town of Velika lie the ruins of Velički Grad Old Town. Close by are the poorly preserved Stražemanski Grad and Pogana Gradina forts near the village of Doljanovci. The nature park offers excellent opportunities for recreation and is the perfect place for an active vacation and spending time outdoors. Since its establishment, the Papuk Nature Park has been working to improve its tourism infrastructure. To date, 7 educational trails have been built, of which the Count's Trail on Jankovac was awarded the Croatian National Tourist Board's Green Flower for the most original destination in continental Croatia. The park has more than 100 kilometers of bike trails and 200 kilometers of marked hiking trails that are attractive in all seasons. And due to Papuk's peak height of just under 1,000 meters above sea level, are accessible to all visitors. There are also 33 kilometers of marked equestrian trails in the park. For those looking for more extreme sports, we recommend rock climbing at Sokolina, which features established routes ideal for acquiring basic climbing skills. The Plish Hill above the town of Velika features a paragliding airfield. In summers, hikers can refresh themselves in Velika's thermal swimming pools and in Orahovica Lake, a favorite resort of the Slavonian people. The Visitor Information Center is located in Velika at the main entrance of the nature park. It is located in a historic building from the 19th century, which was completely renovated in 2007. Permanent and temporary exhibitions are housed in the center, which is also equipped with multimedia and a conference hall. Papuk is a famous wine-growing region and home to the excellent Kutivo vineyards, which, because of its variety, is considered to be among the best Croatian vineyards. It produces highly sought-after wines of excellent quality. Along with the wines from Kutivo, there are also highly appreciated wines from Orahovica, Kaptol, and Velika. The longest table in Croatia is located in Velika, waiting to receive visitors during the traditional St. Martin's and St. Vincent's Day festivities. For a few days each year, we revisit the Middle Ages, with a medieval tournament that quite literally takes your breath away. People who live within the park work diligently to preserve the richness of local traditions, folk customs, dance, and song. Everything here is natural.